You literally can't let other people's opinions control your life, because you let all the positive opinions get to your head. When someone says something negative, it gets to your heart. So I think the real secret to not caring what people think. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all good. I'm Leah for those of you who are new. So today, I wanted to come and talk to you and tell you the secret of not caring what people think of you. And trust me, when you stop caring about what people think of you, that is when you really go and live your best life. That is just when you're absolutely living, like, hands down. I think naturally in your life there is times where you are going to care about what people think, but honestly, as soon as you let that go, as soon as you let it go, you will just literally feel like a weight lifted off your shoulders, and you'll literally feel like a complete different person, because you'll just be like, no one can't tell me shit. I don't even care. Like, I don't care about your opinion. You'll literally just feel so much better. And I genuinely do think that that's when you start living your best life, and that's when you're genuinely just yourself, because you just don't care. You just don't care. Like, when you just feel socially free to just say what you want, do what you want, it's just amazing. So some of you might know, some of you might not know, but last year I actually quit my 9-to-5 job and work in the whole corporate life to be a full-time property investor. And honestly, it is the best thing I could have done, because when I worked in corporate and when I was working 9-to-5, I genuinely felt like I couldn't be myself around people, and like the people that I was working with, like I just felt like I couldn't be myself, because I was always thinking like, oh, what do they think of me? Am I good at my job? Like, what are they going to think if I do something wrong? And honestly, since I don't work for someone else, that is just when I can fully be myself. I don't care what people think, and it's allowed me to just kind of be the best version of myself. Like, I feel like when I worked 9-to-5, those people don't even know who I am, and it's because I was so bothered about their opinion and thinking like, do they like me, do they not like me, or whatever, that they don't even know who Leah Miller is. Like, they never saw the best side of Leah Miller. Like, trust me, if they saw me now, they'd be like, oh, you're like a completely different person. But it's because when I worked there, I couldn't be myself, because I just cared so much about what they thought. But even when I like left my job to get into property, I didn't even say, because I was so like shy of like what they were going to say about me. I always used to think like, oh, they're going to think that like I was rubbish at my job, and then they're going to be like, how have you got into property? You were like crap in corporate life. So it made me like not want to tell anyone, and just kind of like keep it under wraps and be like, yeah, like I'm into property now. Like, I was really shy about it. Now I'm just like completely own it, and it's like, yeah, I'm into property, and what? Like, and what? I'm done with this corporate life now. Like, cool. It's just definitely such a relief where you can kind of own it and be like, I don't even care anymore. Cool. Life is just so much healthier and easier when you're not worried about what people think. And I think when you're worried about what other people think of you, it kind of makes you overthink, and you'll always be thinking like, this person's talking about me, what do they think about me, oh my god, what do I do in my life? Like, you'll just always be thinking. And the truth is, people probably don't actually like talk about you as much as you think they do. People probably don't think that many negative things about you, but in our heads it's like you build it up and build it up, and then it's like, oh my god, I care about all these people's opinions and I don't even know why. Like, when you have a criticism, you have to really look at who it's coming from, and is there even any truth in it? If there's not, then why are you even bothered? Like, why? So I think the first step to not caring about what people think is learning to trust yourself and trust in your own opinion. I think the problem with this is that we go to school for like 16 years or whatever, and we have to ask to do everything, every single thing. Like, oh, can I go to the toilet? Can I take my jumper off? You know, even when I was in school, if it was summer and we'd just done PE, we'd always have to ask if we could go home in our PE kit, and they would always say no. So we'd all have to walk back home in the blazing heat in our jumpers, and it's like, who are they to tell you what you can wear to go to your own house? The fact you even have to ask in the first place is so stupid. And I think because we go to school and we constantly have to ask for the teacher's permission to do anything, when we get to adult life, it's kind of just like, who do you ask? Who do you go to live your life? Do you know what I mean? You'll always be thinking, oh, should I take this job? Should I do this? Should I do that? But really, you need to make the decision for yourself. You literally can't let other people's opinions control your life, because you need to come up with it for yourself and what sits right with you. Even asking some of your friends for advice is dangerous. And it's because when you ask other people for advice, you end up getting their insecurities, their morals, their values, and their opinion shaping what you do. Like, it shapes your actions. So someone might say to you like, oh, I don't like that red top. It's probably because they don't like red on themselves. Like, it's not because the red top doesn't look nice, it's because they don't like red on themselves. They're thinking, ah, oh, how can you wear red? Do you know what I mean? Obviously, it's not usually as simple as like the colour top you're wearing. It could be things like the job you take on, relationships. Should I do this? Should I do that? When really, you need to be in control of it. Even towards the start of this year, I decided if I was ever talking to a guy, I would never tell my friends. And it's because their opinion on the whole situation is nothing to do with the situation. So I I don't need to tell them. I don't need to seek their validation to say if I'm doing something right or if I'm doing something wrong, so I just don't even say anything. And then maybe after, like if I end up not speaking to him, I'll be like, oh yeah, by the way, I was speaking to this guy for like 4 months. So I'm just very low-key, like just don't tell anyone anything. And I think as well, when it comes to advice from your friends, you're just hoping that they confirm what you already think. So if you're talking to a guy and you get like a vibe that he's not the one, you've probably already decided in your head that he's not the one, and then when you ask your friend, it's kind of like you need your friend to like confirm that he's not the one, but really you already came up with the decision yourself, otherwise you wouldn't be asking. You already know the answers. You need to learn to trust yourself and say like, you know what, this is right, this is wrong, and just go live your best life. And you don't need to keep asking and asking people like, is this right, is this wrong, what do I do? And it's not to say like, oh, never listen to your friends' opinions, just completely ignore them. There might be some things that they say that sit right with you and you think, okay, yeah, that makes sense and that sits in line with my values and what I believe. Don't just listen to everything they say and think that they're like the best at relationship advice. Like, so yeah, just be really careful with the advice that you actually take on board, and make sure it's from someone who has the same morals and ethics. It's sort of like you don't need to listen to the advice of people who haven't lived through it, if that makes sense. It's like asking for relationship advice from a friend who's never had a boyfriend, or they've always had really bad relationships. It's like, why would you want their opinion? Because they're gonna sort of cloud your judgment because of their own issues before. So if they've had a boyfriend before that's cheated on them, they weren't very nice to them, you getting into a relationship, they might be like, oh, be careful, you know, because like, you know, guys are trash. When really it's just because of their opinion and their insecurities. And it's like, you don't need to listen to it, like you need to make your own decision for yourself. So I just say, when you're taking advice from people, make sure it's people who really do have your best interest and they really have the same values and opinions, and make sure whatever decision you make, it was yours and you always wanted to make that decision, and it's not because someone else planted like a seed of doubt and then you're kind of like, oh, I don't know what to do. So yeah, don't just accept any opinion from any old Thotiana or basic Becky. Like, just make decisions for yourself and decisions that are in line with what you believe. So I think the real secret to not caring what people think is not attaching your self-worth to someone else's opinions. So whether they say something good about you or whether they say something bad about you, it doesn't affect your self-worth and how you really feel about yourself. So yeah, you might be thinking, oh, but if someone compliments me, like obviously I'm gonna care. But when you start to care too much and you let people's compliments go to your head, so if someone keeps saying to you like, you're so beautiful, you're so beautiful, you're so beautiful, if you attach your self-worth to that compliment, when someone says something bad to you, it's gonna be like, oh. So if someone turns around and says you're ugly, you're gonna be like, oh my god, am I still worthy? Like, it's gonna really get to you because you let all the positive opinions get to your head. When someone says something negative, it gets to your heart and you really take it badly, and it's like, like that's really hit a nerve. I just think you can't attach your emotions and your self-worth to when people positively compliment you. So yeah, you definitely need to master sort of not letting the positive compliments get to your head, so that the negative ones don't affect you as much. So I'm just gonna be straight up here. So since getting into property, I've always had a lot of people be like, oh my god, you're such an inspiration, you're doing so well in property, blah blah blah. I think because I was getting so many positive comments, I almost took my eye off the ball and was just like, yeah, like I'm doing really well, I am doing well, aren't I? Like, cool. And then all of a sudden I'm like, hang on a minute, I haven't done anything for ages, like where's the next deal? And I'm like, crap. So one, letting positive comments get to you can make you a bit lazy, and two, when someone said something negative about me to do with property, it was just like, holy shit, like I can't believe you just said that, because I was so used to people being all positive and being like, oh my god, like Leah, you're so cool, you're amazing. So when someone was like, she's fake, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, hold on, who are you talking about? Like at first it really got to me and I was like, is this a joke? Like I can't believe someone would even say that. And I really took it to heart. And then I sort of just realised, you know what, there's no truth in it. Does it matter? No. Okay, I'll live. And to be honest, their negative opinion about me is more to do with their insecurities than it is to do with me. So do I need to cry over it? No. Am I okay? Yes. That's just my biggest tip. Like, don't get too gassed, because then when someone says something bad, you'll be like, oh shit, like that hurt me. The truth of the matter is, if you are facing negativity in any way and people are hating on you, you just literally have to remember that it's not your problem, and what other people think of you is none of your business. So just leave them to it, let them think that. You don't have to explain anything to anyone else apart from yourself. I just find it easier to actually feel sorry for them. As long as you know that you're a good person and you stay true to yourself, then that is really all that matters. So yeah, hopefully this has helped some of you guys out. I do genuinely think it's really easy to get into this loop of actually caring what people think, but just trust me, just stop caring what people think. Just stop. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.